Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we will try to learn CIDA and try to implement CIDA using Apache Camel. So agenda for this video is what is CIDA, what is Camel CIDA component, and as usual, we will try to do a little workshop just to try to understand how to implement CIDA using Camel component. So what is CIDA? CIDA stands for Staged Event Driven Architecture. It refers to an approach to software architecture that decomposes a complex, event-driven application into a set of stages connected by queues. It avoids the high overhead associated with thread-based concurrency model such as locking, unlocking, and polling for logs. And it decouples event and thread scheduling from application logic. So what is CIDA camel component? The CIDA camel component provides asynchronous CIDA behavior. Messages are exchanged on a blocking queue and consumers are invoked in a separate thread from the producer. So what it simply means is if you have a route, it will not block the processing of that route because you can basically break your route and take half of the load and put it into asynchronous queue. Queues are only visible within a single camel context. This is a very important thing to note over here. If you have multiple camel context, you cannot basically invoke CIDA running in another camel context. Um, so you just need to make sure your CIDA route is within the same camel context. This component does not implement any kind of persistence or recovery. What it simply means is if you are running a CIDA route and if your system crashes, all the processing which is happening on that CIDA route, i.e. all the queues which are storing the messages which just awaiting to be processed, you will lose all those messages. If you like to have some sort of persistence or recovery mechanism, you have to use some sort of messaging system or JMS, right? So this is the quite important thing to note over here. The URI format, you know what URI formats are in Camel. Everything is URI, whether you are using a consumer or you're defining a producer, everything has to be in a URI format. And the URI format for CIDA is CIDA colon and some name for that particular um, uh, consumer or producer endpoint. Okay, and there are some options which you can use, and we will try to take a look couple of options over there. Right, so let's just try to understand through this diagram over here. So let's say you have a route which using some sort of JMS component. So your consumer is consuming from this endpoint, and then you're passing through a list of processors, and then at the end that maybe that you are sending to another JMS, which is basically saying maybe these processed transfers are here. The problem with this route can be, okay, if everything is good on a good day, maybe your system is performing really well, but let's say like suddenly you have a spike in your system and you're getting maybe too many of these transactions or something funny going on in these processes. Maybe these processes are connected to some external systems and those external systems are slow. So what's going to happen is the side effect of this slow process is going to impact the entire route over here, right? So maybe your consumer will slowly consume the upstream data, right, if it's connected to JMS. What you can simply do is, in order to overcome that problem, you can put CIDA in between. So this is how CIDA actually works. So you take a CIDA route and you stick it over here. Basically what we did, if you compare from the previous screen, we broke this arrow over here, we stuck our CIDA. Let's say if you have 4 or 5 processors, you can actually put it anywhere. So after processing one or two the messages in a processor, you can maybe send it to third or fourth, and then you can say, okay, look, just send it to this CIDA route over here. So this is how typically visually CIDA looks like. You have your consumer consuming a message. Instead of directly sending to a process or your inner route, you can actually send it to this CIDA based route. CIDA will take the messages, it will put it into your blocking queue and immediately return back the handler over to you. And Internally, what it will do, it will employ another thread, and then those threads, you can have a one thread, you can have a multiple threads. As I said earlier, like you can have the entire thread pool configured for CEDA, and then those threads will start consuming data from this blocking queue, and then they will start continue with the rest of the business. Once your processing is finished, of course you have this end producer connected. This is where your messages will be submitted. One thing again, we have to remember here, in the CEDA model, the same message travels from on the same route to the endpoint over here, right? If let's say if I had a processor which was sitting over here, if it had modified the message, the same modified message will be traveling on my CEDA. If CEDA is modifying something, when I'm sending back to the processor or this route, the same modified message will carry. So this is a very nice way, or very nice way of breaking or making synchronous route to asynchronous for faster processing. All right. Hope that's clear. Um, let's try to do a little workshop. Let's say we have a problem which is saying, for a given existing route for a heartbeat service, when downstream system is slow, then application need to ensure that it does not impact the heartbeat service performance. Hmm, interesting. All right. And it executes time consuming processes asynchronously. What we are simply saying here is that I have a heartbeat service, okay, which on a some sort of scheduler, maybe 100 millisecond, 200 millisecond, it's pinging my application. And when it's pinging, maybe I'm trying to collect this heartbeat, and I'm doing some heavy lifting processing, and sometime there is a possibility that processing might take some extra time, and I might not be able to capture the pings or heartbeats or all the the fast events which are coming on my consumer. Okay, and that means my consumer will become slow. So the business requirement says over here is the consumer should not be impacted by the inner working of the route. Okay, if the processors or other parts of the routes are slow, I don't really care. My application should just continue to work. So let's try to do a workshop. Let's just jump to our IntelliJ. Okay, I have created a very simple Java program over here. Okay, it's a Spring Boot application. Um, I created a CEDA route over here. It extends Camel's route builder, and I have this overridden method over here configure. Okay, let's see. We have a route which is over here. I have simply just to prove the point that I have a timer, okay, which is pinging me on every 200 millisecond. Okay, and when it pings, basically what it does in the body, it sets some date. It could be anything. This is just a demo, just to show how the CEDA works, and how we can solve the problem of the inner processors. When they become slower, you can overcome of that problem. So let's say I have a very simple message which just contains a date. When the message comes, I am passing on to a route called complex process. As I said earlier, on a good day, everything just works fine. So if I just try to run my Camel application, okay, what I'm expecting here is that on every 200 millisecond, I should be getting a ping. So as you can see, my pings are fairly quick. As you can see, if you can see on my screen, the screen is moving quite fast, like 45, so every second I'm getting around 5 printouts over here, which is good. Okay, so this program is going to run for 30 seconds. But now let's say um, there is something funny going on within our system, and then system becomes slower. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm artificially going to uh, going to put some slowness over here. Okay, I'm saying for seconds, you sleep for 2 seconds, right? Let's say like I have a little bit of latency or slowness in my process. What is the impact of that slowness? Okay, business requirement says doesn't matter what happens on the route, but what are we going to see here is, if I run my application, even though I'm expecting that my pings are 200 millisecond, but just notice over here, As soon as some, I injected this artificial slowness over here. As soon as I did that, the impact is directly gone over here. My timer is not able to send messages every 200 millisecond. Okay, and that is a problem. So we are breaching our SLA over here. So if I was writing a simple Java application, I will have to, put some sort of complex threading model. I have to use some sort of threads, or I have to make sure, like, I can offload this work using maybe some sort of blocking queues, etc., etc. A lot of boilerplate code we will have to write, and then of course we will have to test it. Here comes Camel, right? What we can do is in Camel. So let's just go back to slide just to create a mental picture right over here. This is what we saw just now. What we are going to do now is we are going to break this arrow over here. So instead of directly carrying on, I'm going to start sending my messages to CEDA root, and I'm going to connect this CEDA root to rest of the processes over here. So I'm going to create maybe, let's say, another root over here. All right, let's just do that. So instead of me directly going from here to 2, I am saying, you know what? You actually go to CEDA. It's simple as that, right? And let's call it weight lifter. Nice name, right? So, and I will also, so just remember one thing. If I don't specify, this is where the options come now. If I don't put the options over here, what will happen is CEDA by default comes with a single thread. So means whatever is happening right now, that will continue to happen. So over here, I have two options. I can either specify a number of threads, like, I would like to have 4 or 5 threads, whatever I want to do. The second option I have is I can simply say I have, like, multiple consumers, and what the thread pool will do at that point, whatever the default profile for my exchange is, okay, or this camel context is, it will just use the threading model from there. So I'm going to do that for simplicity purposes at the moment. So it's called, so let's just quickly copy. This option is called multiple consumers. So I am going to put multiple consumers over here in my CEDA. Very simple stuff. Okay. Now what we will have to do, so we said now all the messages from this timer are going to this CEDA weight lifter. Now I need to connect my CEDA to direct. If you remember my previous videos, the way things work in Camel, you always have consumer and it targets to producer. So I have consumer, it goes to producer. Now what I need to do is now I need to catch this CEDA. I have to make, so this is a producer over here, and then I have to consume the messages from this endpoint, right? So let's just copy this thing over here, okay, and say get my messages from this CEDA and connect to this thing. Okay, let's do a little bit of formatting over here. So what I'm expecting now, I'm expecting my system's SLA or performance should go back just by adding this CEDA. Let's try to run it and see what happens in reality. Okay, so the first rule of Camel is, the endpoints should be exactly the same. Okay, so I just need to make sure whatever I put it over here, it needs to look exactly the same over here, because this is how the routes will be defined. Because otherwise what we are saying is send it to this route with these options, and we are saying consume from this route, but the options were not matching. So Camel kind of, cannot correlate with consumer and producer. So we just need to make sure our consumer and producers look the same. That's why it's good, always good idea to, define these things in a constant so you can just reuse it. All right, let's just run the program over here. Okay, something interesting we learned just now. Right, see, wonderful. My system's SLA is back. The problem or the bottleneck which I had earlier, it's gone. My system is pinging on 200 millisecond, and I still have that, the sleep over here. no problem whatsoever. I intentionally printed the body first and then I put the delay. Okay, because what I'm saying is just to prove the point that the request has actually come over here. That's why I managed to print the, and let's say like, you know, our process, some business uh, 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 process or business workflow is happening, which is taking a lot of time over here. Okay, so that's why I put the delay over here. But anyways, the point is proven. By using CEDA, you can make a synchronous or sync route, uh, and it break it to asynchronous route, and you can overcome of these, you know, the bottlenecks or performance issues. I hope you like the video. Okay, you can see the all this code. I'm gonna put the link, the website which I have. Okay, so you can go copy paste the code. You can try to run it locally in your machine. Just play around and see how interesting Camel is. I hope you like the video. Thanks for your time.